couldn't believe all the people here. You know, it's like knowing a whole city.
If you've got an interest at all in aviation, you need to be here.
I don't think there's another spot on the planet.
This encompasses everything that model aviation ever stood for. If you are into model aviation, then Joe Nall is the place you're going to go because it's the pinnacle of the model aviation. My name is Steve Hoyt. I'm from Panama City, Florida. We started coming in Joe Nall in 2006, so it's been 15 years. Joe Nall is, I would say, it is the world's largest fly-in. You know, today, maybe tomorrow and Saturday, that we'll have 10,000 spectators here. Before COVID, there was, I believe, 1,600 was the record for pilots, registered pilots, that is. And so of any flying that I've been to, there's a lot of great fly-ins, but this encompasses everything that model aviation ever stood for, in the fact that we have almost 4 different fly-ins going on in the same place. We've got the main line where you'll see the warbirds and scale flying. You'll see float flying down there. We have now incorporated an electric line, and they've also incorporated control line. And then where we started was the 3D line back in 2006.
My name is Evan Turner. I'm from Maryville, Tennessee. I think I was probably 7 or 8 years old in my first Joe Nall, and it was probably my first RC event ever, seeing remote controlled airplanes. I had done that with my dad before, but we had never even gone to a club or anything of that nature. And the first event we found was Joe Nall, and I went to Joe Nall, and obviously it was this amazing, incredible event. Then I went to other events, and I was like, as this kid, I was like, wait, this one isn't near as big. Like, why are not all events like this?
If you've got an interest at all in aviation, you need to be here. And especially if you've got an interest in RC aviation, because you're going to see everything that the hobby has to offer, from control line to, to foamies that you can fly in your front yard to stuff that you can almost get in, and it's just a treat. It's an aviation paradise.
Look at it. I don't think there's another spot on the planet that's this well maintained, that's this well manicured, where you can get this many people all together, all enjoying themselves. It's just fantastic. I look forward to it every single year.
Really just in awe of when you drive down, you just see all the different flight lines and just how many people. And they said this year's not as big as last year, but there's definitely a lot of people here and a lot of action.
I've been doing this I've been in the hobby about 20 years. I've been working with these sites for about 17 years, maybe longer, maybe much longer. My favorite part of Joe Nall are the people, and especially this year. Usually if you go year after year after year, it's kind of like, hey, but we've missed so many years that it's a big deal for me to see Andrew Jeske's mom, Linda, or people that it goes beyond the hobby, and it's moved more into kind of almost a family. It's friendship into a family type relationship,
We joke around that we bring airplanes in case flying breaks out. We're here, where I come, for the camaraderie and the friendship. Over the 15 years, I've developed 3 great best friend relationships. I've met people from all over the world, and to sit and talk with people and learn about their lives and what brings them here and what the common thread is for everybody is it's interesting. And so, like I said, we bring planes in case flying breaks out, but that's not necessarily the most important thing for me anyway. The friendships and the fellowship is what's most important.
But that's part of what makes the hobby fun. We're all family, and get to see these guys. Some of them I see once a year, and it's just like we left each other last week, and we pick on each other, but there's a whole lot of brotherly love that goes on, and we just we keep up with each other. So,
like somebody said years ago, this is a people event, and we have planes too.
There in tears in your eyes at every step of our goodbyes.
Funniest stories from the Nall. In radio control modeling, we do some night flying, and we light planes up. All kinds of different planes, but a favorite of the group that I like to fly with are Flying Wings. And they stand out really well. They kind of look like a V going through the air, so it's it's pretty easy to spot them. But for years, we kind of had similar schemes, and there were 3 of us flying together. Matter of fact, right across from where we're sitting right now. And one of the guys flies an opposite wingtip color than the rest of us. And I got confused. We're all flying a tight pattern, trying to stay together, and I got confused and started flying his wingtips and not mine. My plane took off and went up the field. And I thought it was somebody else, so I mentioned it, and they quickly corrected me, and I discovered I was way up yonder, and so it was a little embarrassing because I had to walk from the plane that night, and they landed at their feet. So what was the worst part was there was a crowd behind us, and I didn't realize it, so 45, 50 people saw me make that mistake, and I got ribbed for it pretty good. That was kind of funny because that's not a mistake I would have typically made, but that night we were having a good time, laughing, joking, picking on each other, and so.
Favorite memory of Joe Nall, that's a tough one. I think it was the noon demo. I had to be less than 10 years old, maybe 10, and it was Precision Aerobatics. That was one of their demos, and they wanted to call somebody up to fly their plane and fly at the noon demo. And they were going through the crowd trying to find somebody, and I was jumping up and down, raising my hand, and then they said, you can come do it. And I went up there and I flew, and I just thought I was the king of the world. And that really just sparked my interest. It was so much fun, and to have, it seems so little, just a little kid going up there, but just that little kid that flew for fun and had the time of his life, it really did spark something much bigger. So essentially what Triple Tree did for me was just sparked an interest of, a certain field. So what I do now is I'm, of course, a professional drone pilot, but I guess it all stemmed from me just having a love for aviation, having a love for radio-controlled things, and again, that started here at Triple Tree.
I just wanted to jump in and let you guys know that this project was filmed in just one day. I'd love to do something like this longer in the future, so if you guys would like to see something like that, please be sure to let me know. I'd like to give a special shout out to FiddyKal for sharing his FPV footage with me. This FPV footage was seriously just the icing on the cake, and FiddyKal is such an amazing pilot. I'd highly recommend you guys go check out all his channels and all his socials. They'll be linked down in the description below. Also, a special thanks to Triple Tree for allowing me to cover this event. Also, a special thanks to everyone we talked to and interviewed. Your interviews were awesome, and I can't wait to see you guys again next year. If you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. I'm looking forward to making more videos like this in the future, so be on the lookout for that. Thanks again for watching. Hope you guys have an incredible day.
Give me hiccups.